Hello, I'm back, this time in a zip-up hoodie, because it's cold in here. I'm going to talk you through, and play you through One for the Radio, which is a fun song to play on the drums. It's a song that often we play live. In fact, I'd say every time we do a show, we play this song live. The song starts with Tom bashing out a vocal, and then I come in on the toms, and throughout the verse, most of the verse, it's basically this triplet pattern, an eighth note triplet pattern, which may not mean a lot to a lot of you, may mean nothing to a lot of you, but to those of you that it means something to, that's what it is. The way you count that is basically like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and so you've got basically different subdivisions of the way you can play things. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1E and a 2E and a 3 and a 4E and a... So this is the eighth note triplet subdivision basically. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... So if you play an eighth note, triplet in a fill, it sounds something like this. So you play just a straight beat and then play the triplet fill, it sounds something like this, which you may recognize from other songs that you've heard. So it's something like this. So that's just a super basic example of a eighth note triplet fill against like a straighter groove. But One for the Radio, a lot like all of our songs, has got a bit of a swing to it. So the eighth note triplet pattern works throughout the whole song. So if you think of One for the Radio, you've got this, I'll play it for you, this tom pattern, which is eighth note triplets. So that count is 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4. So that's what I'm doing on the drums basically. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4. So on the 2 and the 4, I'm playing the snare drum, and all the other notes are on the rack tom and the floor tom. So just one more time, nice and slow. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4. So a bit faster, and you've got this. Now again, if you just wanted to learn this, I'd suggest you just start on a practice pad or just with your hands on your knees, just practicing 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So that against a quarter note pulse, so that against a bar, a count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and So if you can play a bit of drums and you can play that, then you've just got to learn to shift that pattern across to the toms. And or if you want to learn it from scratch, just remember that pattern. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then, like I said, try it on the toms. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Now up to tempo, which is the speed that we play the song roughly, is something like this. Now I'm going to add in the bass drum, which gives it that even more bottom end, gives it that drive. And I think the pattern is, wait a sec. Yeah, so I do single, double, single, double. I'll do that nice and slow. Single, double, So bass drum on its own is dun ga dun dun ga dun ga dun dun ga dun ga dun 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 dun. So that plus the tom part sounds like this. 2, 3, 4. Now at tempo of what the song is. So there you have it. It's eighth note triplets played on the toms and the snare. The snare comes on the 2 and the 4. And then you add the bass drum, which is a single kick and then a double kick. So do 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 ga do do double ga dun ga double ga ga double ga 1 and a 2 and a double 4. And again, like I said with the 5 colors video, if you're new to this and you can't quite do it, just slow it right down. I'm talking literally as slow as this. And take out the foot. Just strip it right back. Take out the foot and just do the hands. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4. And then slowly move it up to the toms. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4. Then add the bass drum. Slowly get quicker. Okay, so once you got that, the song starts with tom snare. So these two toms together just to give it more beef. And then with that snare, you hit a flam, which, as I said in the last video, is just splitting the note. So, I don't know if you can see that here. So let me just play that with along with the track. So it goes dum gla, and then you're into the rhythm. So dum gla, do, 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 gla. Okay, so let's play through some of that verse. So a couple of other things. Just add a couple of fills on the snare to so one to get into the vocal. So which is just so again it's still the eighth note triplet pattern, but you just move your hands over to the snare. So it's and again hitting that cymbal, same thing. You're just hitting it with the bass drum. So from the top, dum gla, 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4. So yeah, sorry, the first time I did it wrong. So start it on your right hand. Bring your right hand to start that snare fill. And then throughout the verse, in the middle sections, I add, so do 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 go. Again, same pattern, just moving the right hand over to the snare. And then, once we've finished that section, it's a similar feel, but it just goes on to kick, snare, hat, which is this part here. Which is, again, marked with the symbols. Like I said, marking sections. So if you listen here, you can hear the symbols that are marking the sections. So you can hear there, right, the groove is still got that bit of a swing to it, that kind of triplet feel. And the hi-hat and snare is just hi-hat slightly open, just to give it that kind of like stronger feel, you know, because if we just went to a closed hi-hat, it would sound like this, which sounds a bit too tame. So open hi-hat. And the bass drum follows the same pattern that the guitars and the bass are playing. So have a listen. Dum da dum ga ga dum ga dum ga. So one more time. So the bass drum's following the same pattern as the bass and the guitars are. So you got dum ga ga dum ga dum ga dum ga ga dum ga dum ga ga. So it's a feel thing. We're all then in unison playing it together. There's a couple of skips just before the snare. So dun ga ga dun ga dun ga dun ga ga dun ga dun ga dun ga ga dun ga dun ga. Now, I could be more theoretical or more technical about this, but I'm not that good with theory. I know some stuff, so I'd probably spend ages teaching it to you. And to be honest, back in the day, like I used to learn all my parts because I knew basically no theory back then. I used to just learn it all off those kind of noises in my head. Fills would start from listening to melodies and things, not from counting. Now I've learned a lot more about the theory, which definitely helps with my drumming, but a lot of it is that feel of just kind of dun ga ga dun ga dun ga ga dun dun, and kind of feeling it and hearing the music, hearing the melodies, hearing the rhythms of the guitars and the bass, and then playing your parts that work well with what everyone else is doing. I'll just play through from there, and we'll play right through a chorus, and then we'll look at the parts of the chorus. The chorus is pretty similar to the pre-chorus. It's just got a couple of little fills in there. But again, the fills that just follow the rhythms of the guitars and some of the melodies. So let's have a listen through. So you can hear those guitar parts. I'm just kind of accenting those parts with them. So dum, dum, dum. So yeah, I'm just accenting a lot of what the guitars are doing. So after Danny finishes singing that part, you hear all 3 or 4 of us going like this. Dum, dum. Dum, dum, dum. So then I'm going dun 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 dun, which is what they're playing on guitar. Dun 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 dun. And my drum part is the same. So dun 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 dun. So that's kick, kick, snare, 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 kick, snare. So that's kick, kick, snare, 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 kick, snare. But then add in the cymbals, and it sounds like. So I think I play it on the hi-hat or whatever. It doesn't matter. Dum, dum, ka, ka, ka. So right, right, left, right, left, right, left. So slow down if you want to learn that. And at the beginning of the chorus, you hear the just the cymbals that help you into the chorus. So, chorus. All right, so that's pretty much the chorus, and then to get yourself back in the verse, I just play, which is a flam, and then a left snare after the flam. So if you listen here, coming out of the chorus. Kind of just leads you nicely, just a little fill nicely back into that verse. And that second verse is pretty much exactly the same as that first verse. And then back into that eighth note triplet pattern. Snare, 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 snare. Into the vocal. Have a listen. So same pattern through this verse. Now there's a fill coming up here. So that's just a little fill. You don't have to do this, and it depends on the genre of music, but I kind of tend to, the way we approach songs and drum parts is the second verse, you might just add a little fill, like a more exciting fill going into the second chorus. Sometimes it's the same fill as the first chorus, depends on the song. But this one I just added a little something simple, still the same eighth note triplet pattern, just moving where your hands go. So I'll just play it one more time and then play it for you. So the verse pattern is. So you just move your hands to the snare and then you add in a kick drum, which just finishes it off nicer. If you can't do that, you don't have to. I'll show you the two options. So what I play. So that's. So the second last note I play on the bass drum. So the easier version, forget the bass drum and just do this. Because coordination-wise, adding in that note with the same feel as the hands is obviously a bit harder. So what I do is this. Finish on that flam. But if you want the simpler version, forget the bass drum and just do this. So you move your hands over to the snare. It's the same pattern, just. To make it sound a bit cooler, which is harder, add the kick drum. Okay, so that up to speed is like this. So that's the second pre, which is pretty much identical to the first, apart from the fill at the end going into that second chorus, which I just played, which I'll just go over quickly. So that is. right, right, kick, snare. Right, left, right, kick, snare in that triplet feel. And you want to add a kick just before the fill starts. So listen to this. I'll play from the hi-hat pattern into the fill. Again, if you're struggling, go even slower. Then up to tempo. Make sense? So then you have the second chorus, which is the same as the first, and then we'll move on to the middle eight section, the We Don't Care section. Here. So again, eighth note triplets, just being hit in different places on the kit. So the same pattern as the verse, but just moving it to the cymbals and the snare. So I'll play it super slow. Now this is a bit harder, particularly if you're a beginner, because you're going to be using your left hand with the kick drum, which is, when you begin, quite a difficult thing to figure out. But I'll play it nice and slow, and then I'll play it up to tempo. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a we don't care. 1, 2, we don't care. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. We don't care. Okay, so just the 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a faster, played on the crash cymbals is the part like this. Okay, so let me play along with the song. So once that bit's done, you're straight into the snare drum, taking it right down, so the dynamic completely changes. So you're going nice and heavy into... So that's something that takes practice. So going from loud to soft, or soft to loud. So you hear here. Go. So this is obviously like a marching snare part for this section, the breakdown. And there's different ways you can play this. There's a simple way, or there's the harder way. I'll show you both ways. So the simple way, again, it's just 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4. Triplets again. And obviously you have to add the kick drum, which is 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. Just like the verse pattern. 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. make it a little bit more dynamic and cool sounding, add some ghost notes with the left hand. We talked about ghost notes in the last video, which is just adding a soft little tickle to the snare before the main note. A 1 and a 2 and a 3 and 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4. Ghost, ghost. And then if you want to take it up a notch, you're playing little rolls with both hands, which is kind of like doubles. So you've got single strokes, which is just single, and then there's doubles. But played super fast. That's a whole load of technique stuff I won't go into, but it's all in the fingers. You actually have a really loose grip. That's how you grip the stick with these two. And then you just wrap these three round and let them... I mean, there's different grips, but this is the grip I use. And that helps you to play those kind of notes. So that's how I play that part. So here... And then just gradually, as it goes, just gradually get louder. And you can keep time with your left foot, which is obviously another thing going on, which is tough for coordination-wise, but it is good to keep time for yourself and the band. So that goes like this. So add in a couple of those, just a couple of accents. So... And then as it goes, it builds, you can just gradually lift the dynamic, just gradually hitting the snare harder and harder, adding some other little accents, building, clap! To Tom's big. Let me see your hands in the air. Oh, sorry, Danny's bit. Third chorus. So there's just that little fill. 1, 2. So again, I suggest you play that with flams, which is that split note. And you can hear I'm hitting this rim shot as well. So you can just hit the snare like this. But I like to rim some things because it sounds fatter. And Dougie likes it too. So the difference. And then rimmed. See, it's way better. Okay, there's a little fill I do in the chorus. So. So that is. So again, triplet with like a, I don't know how to describe this, but I'm just going to play it and see if you can copy it. I do it super slow now, so you can just watch this bit over and over again. That's what I do when I'm copying people on drumming videos. And then just slowly speed it up. Remember, if you can't do it slow, slow, slow. Learn the pattern. Get the pattern in your body, whether it's, right, left, kick, right, left, kick. Whatever the pattern is, just get it slowly in the hands and the body, and then you can gradually speed it up. But slow first, okay? I'm going to play it super slow for you. Weird face at the end there. So that's that, Phil. So let's listen to that again. So then we all look the same. Ga 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 ga. Snare, 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 snare. And then I go on to the crash. And just crash it out and feel that swing on the song. Ready? Phil. Do 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 ga ga do do ga do do ga do ga do do ga do ga da 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 do do ga ga. Add some doubles here. Do do ga ga do do ga 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 do do ga do do ga ga do. Saying that. So at the end there. After the snare fill, da 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 da, onto the crash, do ga ga do ga ga. Just adds a bit more of a swing, and that double snare kind of helps it kind of keep chugging along that groove. And then there's a fill in the middle where I don't do it here, but I've started playing this other one, which is like I think it's called a Herta fill, which is. I'm not even going to try and explain that. Just YouTube Herta fill. But it works well in that triplet pattern. So I'll play it through. So I'll play it through from here with that first fill that I have just explained. Right, so that fill in the middle there. So after the one I've just shown you, which is the do 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 go go do do. Right, we've got the do 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 go 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 go. And then the snare fill to get us into the last bit. Do 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 go 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 for the radio. Do do go go do go. So we've gone to the crash and we're adding those doubles on the snare. And then in the fill in the middle is the Herta fill. So I'll play that. So that fill again, like all fills, all patterns, you can just move it around the kit. So So yeah, in that song, I just play it twice, just the blah, 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 blah. And if you can, sometimes you want to add your kick drum to fills. It just gives it more beef and keeps that, that the beat going through, that pulse that everyone in the audience wants to hear. So not just add the kick drum, which should be just sounds better, right? And then to finish is just the same in the dark, just literally following the vocal. You can just go same in the dark. What I do here is that double kick thing that I talked about in 5 Colours, which is I go something like that, or that's it. You get the idea. You can do whatever. So double kick with a flam, but splitting the flam this time, not just on the snare, but from the snare to the floor tom. So double kick the flam with these two. Open hat, shut the hat when you hit the snare. Oh look, there's and there we go. That's the end. I hope that made some kind of sense. I hope you enjoyed it. If you didn't, I can only apologise. But that's one for the radio. Next time you're watching us in a show, which is hopefully soon, you'll be like, oh, yes, that's that bit. And maybe you'll pay me some more attention, God damn it. Anyway, goodbye for now.